Coastal Core is back. How the Summer I Turned Pretty movie is inspiring Gen Z's new summer uniform. When Jenny Han's The Summer I Turned Pretty first came out as a series, it quietly lit up social media feeds with more than just teenage love triangles. It introduced a vibe. That breezy, bittersweet, salt-on-skin aesthetic that felt like your best summer bottled up into a mood board. And now, with Han's beloved story making the leap from streaming screens to the silver screen, it isn't just a romance we're watching unfold. It's a full-fledged fashion wave. The aesthetic has a name, Coastal Core. At first glance, it feels like nostalgia dipped in sunlight. But beneath it, this style movement has become something deeper, a way for Gen Z to reimagine freedom, creativity, and intimacy with their own wardrobes. The new Coastal Core, beyond stripes and seashells. If you heard coastal style 10 years ago, you probably imagined sailor stripes, seashell necklaces, and a wardrobe straight out of a preppy Hamptons boutique. Pretty, yes, but polished to the point of stiff. Gen Z has no patience for that kind of picture-perfect uniform. Today's version, inspired by The Summer I Turned Pretty's dreamy visuals, takes the essence of summer, ease, nostalgia, softness, and gives it an edge. The Coastal Core 2.0 wardrobe is a living scrapbook. Think flowy sundresses paired with chunky sneakers, thrifted cardigans in faded pastels, crocheted tops that look handmade, and might actually be, and swimsuits that carry the quiet elegance of your mom's old Polaroids but fit effortlessly into your Instagram grid. It's less about performing luxury and more about layering personality. The vibe isn't look at me. It's this is me. Belly's wardrobe, where comfort meets confidence. Enter Isabel Belly Conklin, played by Lola Tung, who has quietly become the poster girl for this new wave. Belly's style doesn't scream. It hums. Linen shorts and oversized button-downs, slip dresses layered over bikinis, cardigans thrown on with zero overthinking, and that slightly undone just came back from the beach glow that doesn't need a filter. Her outfits feel alive, not curated. They're approachable, reminding us that style can be less about perfection and more about presence. Each look tells you she isn't trying too hard, yet she's unforgettable. And that's the magic, it mirrors the feeling of summer itself. Imperfect, fleeting, but somehow exactly right. Gen Z's remix, nostalgia meets now. Gen Z has mastered the art of remix culture, and Coastal Core is no exception. While Belly's wardrobe lays the foundation, the new generation has put their fingerprints all over it. Wear influence, oversized hoodies meet breezy shorts. Slip dresses are worn with sneakers instead of sandals. Bucket hats sit comfortably next to gold hoop earrings. Gender-fluid silhouettes, no one is boxed in. Flowing linen pants, loose button-downs, and tank tops are worn by anyone, however they want. Thrifted treasures, the best Coastal Core looks are layered with pieces you can't find at a mall. Vintage tote bags, sun-faded polos, crocheted halter tops made by a friend, items that carry history as much as style. Even the jewelry gets a remix. Shell anklets, sure, but styled with platform sneakers. Delicate chains layered with playful charms. It's not Hampton's elegance anymore, it's beach town creativity meets Pinterest charm. Accessories and beauty, the subtle statement makers. Accessories do a lot of the talking in this trend. Oversized straw hats that double as shade and a statement. Woven tote bags with just the right amount of slouch. Gold hoops that feel timeless. Sunglasses that make you look like you just stepped out of a 90s rom-com. And then there's beauty. The look is intentionally low effort but quietly radiant. Dewy skin, barely there makeup, freckles embraced instead of concealed, and hair that's got that salty, wind-blown texture you only get from hours by the ocean. It's not polished perfection. It's lived-in beauty. Why we're obsessed, the emotional undertone. Here's the real reason Coastal Core has everyone hooked, it isn't just about clothes. It's about feelings. The Summer I Turned Pretty doesn't just show us a story, it makes us feel summer. It captures that stretch of time when everything feels suspended, long nights, golden hours, the ache of first love, the sweetness of knowing nothing lasts forever but loving it anyway. Fashion, when done right, does the same. Coastal Core style is like a love letter to youth, spontaneity, and the kind of joy that happens barefoot with sand between your toes and your favorite shirt catching the wind. Wearing it feels less like dressing up and more like slipping into a memory. The TikTok effect, a trend in motion. Of course, this revival wouldn't have gone viral without TikTok and Instagram. The Coastal Core hashtag is filled with short clips that double as mood reels, spinning in linen dresses, sipping iced lattes by the shore, stringing shell jewelry with friends, or lounging with oversized paperbacks on the sand. Gen Z doesn't just consume trends, they amplify and reshape them. And because Coastal Core is so rooted in personal expression, it's endlessly adaptable. Someone in New England, someone in Bali, someone in Lisbon, they can all wear it differently, and it still makes sense. That flexibility is what makes the aesthetic timeless rather than disposable. Green to Closet, how the movie fuels the wave. The movie adaptation of The Summer I Turned Pretty is perfectly timed. Viewers aren't just going to watch Belly and the Fisher Boys navigate heartbreak and sunlit adventures, they're going to screenshot outfits, pin them on Pinterest, and shop their own versions. Fashion has always fed off film, but rarely does a movie line up so neatly with what an entire generation already craves. Expect linen sales to spike, crochet tutorials to flood TikTok, and vintage-inspired swimwear to dominate your summer ads. Coastal Core isn't just a costume for the film, it's about to be the uniform of summer 2025. Living the look, not just wearing it. What sets this aesthetic apart is how it extends beyond fashion into lifestyle. Coastal Core is as much about how you live as it is about how you dress. It's making iced coffee in glass cups, reading on porches, thrifting with friends, keeping playlists full of soft rock and indie. It's about choosing slow moments in a world that moves too fast. That's why it resonates. Gen Z isn't just chasing an outfit. They're chasing a feeling of freedom, even if they're miles from the beach. Final thoughts, Gen Z at the helm. As The Summer I Turned Pretty movie makes waves, Coastal Core is returning, but it's no recycled trend. Gen Z is steering it, remixing it, and making it feel more authentic than ever. It's cool without trying, sun-kissed without effort, and unapologetically free. And maybe that's why we can't get enough. Because in a way, Coastal Core isn't just fashion. It's a reminder of what summer should feel like: warm, imperfect, fleeting, and full of life. Season, whether you're by the shore or stuck in the city, take a note from Belly. Throw on that oversized button-down, slip into those linen shorts, leave your hair a little messy, and let the breeze do the rest. That's the magic. That's the look.